Let's bring in Tennessee Republican Senator Bill Hagerty. Senator, always good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us today. So what's your read on what's going on in this district in your home state?
Well, I want to thank you first for having me on, Martha. I'm very optimistic about what's happening. I think Matt Van Epps is going to make a great member of Congress, and I feel fully confident that'll be the result. I think the real question is we're dealing with a special election, which is a historically low turnout election. This will be the only election on the ballot right after Thanksgiving. So it's going to be incumbent on us to make certain that every Republican goes to the polls and votes. Don't take this for granted. You saw the margins that President Trump consistently wins by, and President Trump remains every bit as popular in this district of Tennessee and across the state as he always has been. President Trump has endorsed Matt. I was just with Matt yesterday. In fact, I just spoke with him about an hour ago. He's feeling good on the ground. I think it really gets down to turning people out. This is, again, a low turnout election, a special election. I'd say it's very risky to try to project off of this what the results would be in next year's midterms. I think what we need to do is make certain we get the most capable and competent people into office that we possibly can. Matt is going to be just that person, like me, Martha. Matt had never run for public office before, just like I was, the same case running for Senate 5 years ago. He's running against an incumbent state legislator, someone that is pretty much a performance artist, a publicity hound, who has brought in the fringiest of the fringe to support her, to campaign for her. So if you want to defund the police, if you love open borders, if you want to do away with fossil fuels, that's your candidate right there in this Democrat AOC of Tennessee, as she likes to call herself. But I think what you're going to see is a solid performance by Matt. Again, the low turnout special elections would be pretty risky to try to prognosticate from that what the ultimate outcome will be next year. But I think what we'll see is a strong leader come to the United States Congress and Matt Van Epps.
We'll see. I know about 84,000 people voted. The early voting ended on Wednesday. I think you've got about 700,000 in this district. So a lot of people still out there to vote today. I guess one of the things that will be the storyline, if this is closer than everyone expects, Mark Green won by double digits, President Trump won by double digits. If this thing looks closer, then the question is going to be why? What is the message that voters in this district are sending?
Well, I wouldn't say it should be a broad-based message here if we have a low turnout election, which is what we anticipate, which means that, a very small group of motivated people, in this case, the far-left activist fringe that is supporting this incumbent state legislator, she might be able to give a nice bump to her performance, again, in a low turnout election. But this does not reflect the entirety of the district. Again, whatever happens here today, I think we should move forward in terms of saying we got a great member of Congress, a great addition to the body here. And I'm certain the narrative has already been constructed in the media and by the Democrats that anything short of a 22-point win here is something to be concerned about. A win is a win in my book. We're going to have a great member of Congress here, and I look forward to serving with him.
A lot of folks online in Franklin, Tennessee. We've got a live shot of voting there, and we will see how this goes. She has made affordability her message, and she tried to tamp down people asking her about defund the police and hating Nashville, issues that she brought up in prior years. So we'll see where this goes. We'll see how turnout is and what the margins are. Senator Hagerty, always good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.